An American negotiator lost an important deal in India. Sometime later, he learned that his Indian counterpart felt that he had rushed into the talks too much and was too hasty, when for his part he was only trying to make the process more efficient. In the United States, efficient use of time in the course of negotiation is generally highly valued, while in India there tends to be a greater emphasis on building relationships only before embarking on the negotiation process. This is known as cultural conflict. Cultural conflict in negotiation tends to occur for two main reasons. First of all, when dealing with cultural difference, we tend to rely on stereotypes. For example, Mexicans are always late, and if we believe on this, it can lead to distorted expectations about our counterpart's behavior as well as a potentially costly misinterpretations. Instead of relying on stereotypes, try to focus on cultural paradigms. There is cultural average based on dimensions of the other's behavior or values. A second common reason for cross-cultural misunderstandings is the tendency to interpret the behaviors, values, and beliefs of others through the lens of our own culture. To avoid this, it is necessary to learn about the culture of the other party, but this means not only researching the customs and behaviors, but also understanding why people follow these customs. When assessing the possibility of establishing business with companies from other countries, companies cannot forget the cultural difference that must be bridged for the negotiations to be a success. There are key factors to consider, and here are some of them. The greeting. As a general rule, the most accepted international greeting is the handshake. However, in some countries, they have their own traditional greetings. In Asian countries like Japan or China, where they are not given to physical contact, it is tradition to greet them with a slight nod of the head. In India or Cambodia, you greet by joining your hands and placing them under your chin. And in Arab countries, the right hand is usually offered followed by two or three alternate kisses on each cheek. Also, only between men, since physical contact between men and women is limited to the family environment only. Small talk. The small talk refers to the conversations that take place between a negotiation and a negotiation that help to break the ice and get to know the interlocutor a little better. Americans, French, British, Canadians, and Australians are very comfortable with this type of practice, although not so much Germans, Swedish, or Japanese, who prefer to focus only on the issues of the negotiation. Corporal language. Body language is one of the main communication tools of the human being and varies according to cultures, being able to turn a routine gesture into an unintentional offensive one. In Arab and some Asian countries, the left hand is considered impure and it is used for personal hygiene, so it should be avoided to greet or eat. The interculturality of body language can also give rise to misunderstandings. For example, in countries like Bulgaria, India, or Pakistan, people affirm by shaking their heads from side to side and deny by moving their heads up and down, exactly the opposite of Western countries. The gift. Gifts are the key factor in negotiations in general, but we must know what type of gift to give and who to give it to. In some Asian countries, it is customary to exchange gifts, and it can be considered an offense not to give a gift to the other party at the beginning of negotiations. This practice, however, is not as widespread in Western countries. So if gifts are made, they should always be a little value to avoid the feeling of blackmail or the purchase. Now, let's talk of emotional intelligence in negotiation. There are still those who believe that emotional intelligence and the work and professional environment are not related, but on the contrary, professional interrelationships are strongly influenced by emotional intelligence. In negotiation, having the ability to control emotions can enhance the results of any strategy. Emotional intelligence is the ability of a person to manage and express their emotions in a positive way and characterized by self-control and self-awareness. If a negotiator has a self-awareness, he will be able to detect for himself what his failures and successes are when carrying out each negotiation. Also, if the negotiator has self-control, he can be calm on stressful situations during the negotiation. People who are emotionally intelligent have the quality to communicate assertively and emphatically with those around them. Similarly, thanks to the management of their emotions, they successfully achieve goals. A good negotiator must know how to read people in order to understand others and know how to approach them. so that they can somehow anticipate the type of agreements they want. But it's also important to know how to say no in a friendly way, since maintaining a firm position in various circumstances gives self-confidence and helps to take other persons to an area where it is advantageous for ourselves. The negotiator must remain calm in any situation that may arise in the negotiation, since the brains work 30% better with a positive state of mind, which will help you to make better decisions. In conclusion, if you want to be a good negotiator around the world, you need to understand why people from other cultures are like that. Also, you need to know how to manage your emotions through the negotiation so you can achieve your goals.